Welcome to Outlaw Woodworking. You know, one of the things that I struggle with is doing clamp ups, and it's really messy for me, and I have trouble keeping my stuff flat. And when I first started putting together my wood shop down here, I purchased some of these big Bessie clamps, and they have helped a lot. Although I don't really like using them that much, they are good. They are a good, strong clamp. And then I bought some of these at Home Depot. They don't even have a name on them, and these work pretty good too. These I use actually a little more, but you really need to make sure, and when you're gluing up, to protect the bars from getting a lot of glue on them. Otherwise, then your clamp doesn't slide very good. Then you need a lot of clamps in woodworking. And I had this hodgepodge group of clamps, and so the first ones I got were these two Bessie ones, but they're real expensive. And then I got these two, like I said, at Home Depot, and they work really well. I like these. I got these two red ones at Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh. Don't ever buy these. These suck. They lose their clamping. They don't have that much clamping power. So these I would not recommend, these two. Now these two black ones I got at Harbor Freight, and they're strong. So this particular brand, it has no name on it at all. But it was from Harbor Freight, and it's the black ones, and they're strong. And I do use these quite a bit because they're really easy to use and they're strong. The other ones that I like are these DeWalt ones. And I bought this little set of them, but these are really strong, and they do have good clamping power. The only thing I don't like about these DeWalt ones, the fact that this handle, it can fall out, and it snaps right back in, but it's a little, you're clamping and all of a sudden the handle will fall out. But I do like these DeWalt ones. So the reason for this clamping video today is when I had wood shop in junior high, we used bar clamps like these. And I've been struggling with clamp ups, so recently I bought 5 of these bar clamps, and I'm going to start clamping my work a totally different way and see if I can get some better results. And let me show you how I'm going to do it. The first thing I do is get on my Rockler apron and get ready to go to work. I get on some safety glasses. I go over and chop 2 pieces of wood, actually 1 piece of wood, I'm sorry, and the length of my piece that I'm going to make. And then I proceed to mark every 4 inches. I mark the center of this board. And the idea is that I'm going to drill holes in this board, and then I'm going to cut the board in half, and that's what my clamps are going to lay into. I start using my cordless drill, and then right away I switch to the hole hog because it's just, those are big holes. They're 1-inch holes, and it's too hard for that little cordless drill. But the hole hog, it makes quick work of it. It's a Milwaukee hole hog. I get all those drilled, and then I take it over the table saw and I straighten out one side of it. That way I make sure the holes are all in the center, and then I rip it down, right down the center of those holes. So now I have something that the pipe clamps can sit in. I then set it up. I start putting all the new pipe clamps together. I figure out kind of how I want it. Now this initial, when I first set it on there, and here I put all the pipe clamps together. These are Pony pipe clamps, and I'll leave the description below. I really was happy with these pipe clamps, by the way. Anyway, I use galvanized pipe, which works perfectly fine, and I have 5 of them. What I don't realize right here, and then I put some Tyvek tape on where I'm going to be laying the glue, kind of protect the galvanized pipe. But right away, this thing needs to be higher off the ground. I start gluing it up, but I'm not really able to, the whole thing needs to get up off the table more so that I can put clamps on it better. because you need, even though the pipe clamps are going to be clamping it in that direction, you need some more clamps to be able to clamp boards on top to keep it all flat. And so after I glue this up, I figure that, yeah, I need to raise these things up. So I end up making some pieces to raise the whole thing up so that I can clamp the sides better, and you'll see how it ends up. This is kind of the first go around with my new clamping. I go over there, I figure out that I need to raise this up, so I'm making riser blocks, and I need about 8 of these riser blocks. So I start chopping them all on the chop saw. Once I get all these chopped, I go over and I'm using them as risers like that, and I glue and screw these risers to the bottom of this this little assembly that I have. And this will get the pipe clamps up off the table, and it'll allow me to put brackets in between. Thanks for watching this episode of Outlaw Woodworking. This is a huge upgrade for the Outlaw shop to get these 5 pipe clamps. And I bought all these on Amazon. I'll leave the links in the description. I bought these are pony pipe clamps, and the galvanized pipe I also got on Amazon. Yeah, this is a huge upgrade. I still have a lot of room for improvement. I want to maybe make some pieces that I can clamp in the centers of these pieces, because when you're clamping 13 pieces together, it can be a little tricky. Luckily, in my case, you know, these flags are rustic flags, so when they're not totally perfect, they actually look better. But I want them as flat as possible. So this was a nice setup. It's 10 times better than what I had before, and yeah, hopefully each time I'll improve. But yeah, these pipe clamps are a huge addition, and really happy with it. Even this setup down here, it's a little outlaw, but yeah, it's nice to get it up off the table so that I can get these clamps in these ends and, you know, flatten it out as much as possible. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you next time. Later.